Yo, Jake, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer color 812, which is the green rubber, in the 55 eye size. So let us begin. I'm going to take your frame out of the case, your Italian leather RayBan case. Of course, you got your RayBan cleaning cloth on the inside. Of course, the rubber frames all come with this little plastic sleeve on there, and RayBan sends it to me with a little plastic sleeve on the temple, so the temples don't rub together when it's being shipped to me. So I must take that off. I am going to, your frame comes with a brown gradient lens, but I'm going to pop out your heavy glass lenses that if you dropped them, they would shatter onto the ground, and I'm going to cut bulletproof lenses, unbreakable lenses for your Italian RayBan frame. I'm going to put it into my Italian Santinelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger, and the stylus is going to come up and trace the shape of the left lens, then it's going to move over and trace the shape of the right. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses if you just want them. A lot of people out there with vision insurance and they don't need glasses, so I can make you clear non-prescription lenses to go in there. And my receipt has my federal ID tax number on it, so you can write this off on your insurance, or if you have any unused flex dollars. So I'm going to put in your pupillary distance of 64.5. These are polycarbonate lenses that I'll be cutting for a Xyle frame, and I know in advance the 55s has a deeper bevel, so I'm going to take a 1/4 millimeter off the lens in advance, and I may still have to take it down even more. Now your right eye reads -150, -175 at 96. So I'm going to grab your right lens, -150, -175. I'm going to spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 96. Take your lens out of its protective sleeve. Put the power drum on -150. Put your lens in. And I'm actually going to rotate it until the spear power comes in clearly. I find your optical center, close that down, check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain in a little bit, and we're all good. So I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. And those 3 dots are probably too light for you to see, so I'm going to darken them with my pen. 1, 2, and 3. And this is the right lens. I'm going to do the same thing for the left lens. Your left lens is -2, -50 at 88. So, put the power drum on -2, spin the axis wheel to 88, put the lens in, find the spear power comes in clearly, find the optical center, check your astigmatism, we're good there. Put 3 more dots on that lens. I'm going to need to get some more ink. I don't know about y'all, but I'm having a hard time seeing it. And that is the left lens. Now, I need to attach this block. I like to call it Jenny from around the block. Oh, don't worry, the humor gets worse than that. But I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, and wouldn't you know it, 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make a double-sided adhesive sticker. The black side is the sticky side, so I'm going to stick that onto Jenny, pull the tape away to make my side sticky. Oops, did I drop that on the floor? I hate having one piece of paper on the floor, so let me cut this in half, and now I'll drop it on the floor. There we go. So I put your lens, essentially I've got like a crosshairs of a scope. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and those 3 dots I want to put onto the horizontal line. The vertical one's going to go right through the optical center. Get everything lined up just perfectly, and go. So, oops, let's not get started yet. Let's do the same thing for the left lens. Grab another block, put another Jenny from the block on it, pull away the sticker, and get everything lined up perfectly, and pull the plunger down. Now I'm going to put your lens into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know it well enough to call it Chuck. How about Charlie? So the calipers are going to come down. Don't worry, I got plenty more bad humor where that came from. But the calipers are going to come down. It's going to trace the shape of the right side of the frame. Actually, that's the right lens. That's the right lens. How about that green rubber? That looks really, really good. Most people have seen the black rubber and the blue rubber, but this is one color that RayBan does not stock in the US. and has to be ordered out of Italy. But these calipers are tracing the shape of your lens. The cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your unbreakable material. And this wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens. Now, I will have to close the door as this is cutting due to the sound, but I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down on the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're also virtually unbreakable. They're bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin from overexposure, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes while you are wearing these. That's right, it's permanent. Unlike the lotions, cream, and sprays that people have to reapply every couple hours, this will never, ever run out. The other nice thing about your lenses are they are aspheric. A spherical lens is round in every direction. This aspheric means it's not round, it has a much flatter curvature, so this is going to fit inside the frame so much better. When you buy glasses online from people, they charge you for plastic lenses, which you have to pay for. And then if you want the unbreakable, thinner, lighter weight lenses, you have to pay an upgrade fee. And if you want the aspheric lenses, you have to pay a third fee. This is someone else's third tier premium lens. This is where I start for free when you buy the frame from me. Now, and also if you notice, your lens is completely flat around the edges, just like a nickel. If I were to take it out, it would stand up on the counter on its own. But in just a moment, this will stop and the bevel will be cut onto the edge of the lenses. If you notice, there is water running in the background to collect the dust, but polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic and high index cut wet. Now, I love pulling this stuff off of your lens as it goes around. Ooh, here comes a good one, here comes a good one. I'm gonna get it. Oh, I missed it, I missed it. I got it, I got it. Yo, I got this. Now it is still cutting dry. In the last 20 seconds of this cycle, 2 water jets, one here and one in the back, we're gonna start spraying water onto your lens to try and wash off this optical debris that I keep picking off. There we go, so in the last 20 seconds. Now everyone around the world who's watching this, Jake, who actually does some great remodeling during the week, but I met him because he cooks. He is one of the great chefs at Russell's Steakhouse in Hillsborough, North Carolina. They do a steak better than anybody. I will put their steak up against Ruth Chris. I will put their steak up against Angus Barn, which is one of the famous ones here in Raleigh, North Carolina. But they serve their steaks on a hot cast iron skillet so your food stays warm for the entire meal. I always have him throw a little butter onto the skillet so it comes out sizzling just like a fajita. I call it the decadent Western lifestyle. Whenever you can dip filet mignon into melted butter, right to the arteries, that's where it goes. But hey, it is worth it. It is worth it. Of course, instead of a potato, I get the fries cooked crispy, and then with all that melted butter running around on that hot skillet, Now you still have some rough edges on the sides of your lenses, so I'm going to use my handstone, which is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running, and my finger gets warm due to the friction, but that friction allows me to apply what's known as the safety bevel. And that's the only safety you will see here, like when I was sticking my fingers in there while that was cutting. But I've literally melted those rough edges off. That's white powdery substance you see on your lens. It's called Schwarf. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a little giblet right there. I believe that's connected to the neck bone. But I'm going to scrape all that off the edge of your lens. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good one right there. I do this so much, I have worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. My friends call it my occupational thumbnail. And once I've gotten it all off of your lens and it has fallen onto the counter, I carefully collect it neatly into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. And this is where I say, kids stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like that. Kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So to see if your lens fits, which I doubt it will, I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner and push down at the nose. No, it does not fit. So let me take it down some more. Another 1/4 of a millimeter until it pops in easily. And actually, with all the demolition that you do with the home remodeling and repairs, this is the same material people use for safety glasses. So don't worry, anything that comes your way, as long as it's less than a 22 caliber bullet, it will deflect it. Now you may have a really good scratch in your lens, but at least you'll still have your eyeball. And which is your favorite eyeball, the left or the right? Because I'll make sure to put extra protection on that one. But yeah, if anyone out there who sees this video lives in the Raleigh-Durham area, get on 85, take a trip to Hillsborough, North Carolina. It is right off the exit, Russell's Steakhouse. Jake's there on Sunday night. Have him cook you a filet mignon. It is out of this world. I don't know if it's just the aged meats they use, what trick they use, but Jake will hook you up. And then during the week he'll come over and remodel your house and make it look nice. Real nice like. You hear me? Real nice. Jake is the only one in his family with a normal name. He has a sister named Cough Drop. And I think another sister named Plantain, and a brother named Tumbleweed. Jake, they must not have had any imagination when they named him. So I'm gonna dry your lens off so it's not slippery, because it's embarrassing when I drop your lens on live TV. Just kidding, just kidding. So back to the handstone real quick, the safety bevel. Real quick, scrape that off your lens. And sometimes late at night when I'm really tired, I like to collect all this white powdery substance onto the counter. And I collect it all and I put it into one line. One nice little line right there. Let me get that sized up. And then I wipe it on the floor. Why? What'd you think I was going to do with it? No, not me. Not grown up, mature Matt. Now you can tell how mature I am, right? We covered this, right? We covered all this. So, to see if your lens fits, I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I press down at the nose, and yes, it'll snap in. I was struggling because of that block there. But I'm going to take your left lens, flip it over to left, and hit start. Where's the start button? There's the start button. Because I was yapping before, these calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the shape of the left side of the frame to make sure the lens is large enough to fit. Always starting with the rear surface, the concave surface, the back surface, which is closest to your eyelashes. Then this is going to move forward and trace the convex side of the lens, which happens to be the front surface. All the while measuring the thickness of the lens with these calipers to know where to place the bevel so your lens stays inside the frame and has the best cosmetic appearance that it can. Look at that, no edge thickness, no edge thickness. How can someone be that good? That's what I want to know. I couldn't do a better job myself if I were to cut the lenses. Wait, I did cut the lenses, so there you have it. So once the left lens starts cutting, I'm going to continue to work on the right lens. I'm going to take the old Jenny from the block off, pull the old sticker off, dry the lens. Now you still have the 3 dots on there, and I'm going to leave them for a little bit later. But with the center dot, I'm going to put that back into my lensometer, spin the axis wheel back to 96, put your lens in, and I'm going to read -150, which is the power of your right lens. You have astigmatism correction of -175, so I'm going to end up with a combined power of -3¼ The way your prescription works, the unit of measurement in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, and it goes in quarter increments in steps of 25, starting at 0, also known as plano, non-prescription. It goes up from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 0.1, 1¼ 150. So your right lens, you need 6 steps of correction to get everything the correct size. With your glasses off, everything is much larger than it appears in real life. So when you put your glasses on, it will minify to the correct size. Now, you have astigmatism in both eyes. There is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It's just referring to a shape. It is not a disease, it is not an affliction. It fluctuates, it comes and goes. It's just like someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. That is it. So, You need 6 steps of correction on your right eye to get everything the correct size. You need 7 steps of correction to take away fuzzy edges. That's what astigmatism is. It causes 6s and 8s, or the letters P and F look alike. Think of it as the fine-tune knob. This first number gets everything the correct size. The second number takes away the fuzzy edges. Now this last number, 96 for your right eye and 88 for your left. These are arbitrary numbers. These first 2 numbers are real values. This last number, not so much. It's going to be anywhere from 0 to 180, which is actually the same number. On a straight line, you have 0 all the way to 90 degrees back to 180. If I were to spin that around, 270 back to 0. So if that were the fine-tune knob, we would turn that knob to 96, which is just past the 90. The 90 is the vertical meridian, the 180 is the horizontal. For your left eye, you actually need 8 steps of correction, but only 2 steps of astigmatism correction. And remember from high school algebra, when you have 2 minuses, you add them together. So if someone owed you or borrowed $1.50 from you, then they borrowed another $1.75, they would owe you $3.25. We're at 3 1/4. For your left eye, we'll have a combined power of 250. And your lens is done. So let's pull this out and we will see if it fits. I'm going to take that out and dry it off real quick. Back to the handstone, back to the safety bevel, back to scraping the Schwarf. May the Schwarf be with you. Actually, it won't be with you because I'm going to scrape it off and leave it on the counter. You know what's coming. Collect it all into one pile. Kids, pay attention. Watch this technique behind the back. Woo! Kids, stay in school. How many times I got to tell you? Oh, look, there's a little renegade piece. Whee! And here's my bag of recycling. Look, you got to be responsible, kids. Be responsible and recycle. So, I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner using my thumbs. I press down at the nose. It snaps in perfectly. I'm going to take this block off. Come on, Jenny, come off. There we go. Pull the little sticker off. Dry that lens, keeping those 3 dots. Well, actually, I can get rid of the left and the right. I just need the center. I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 88 to make sure